Oh my god. Okay. Howdy! Welcome back, guys. My name is Natalie, and if you are new here, I am a 57 kilo international powerlifter as well as a coach, but most importantly, I am coached by Steve Denovi from PR's Performance. Today, we're going to be talking about squats and specifically a new cue formatted by Steve. I first saw this cue from Steve's Instagram story where he kind of put up a quick video going over what he likes to do to cue squats, and I tried it for the first time and was like, damn, this is pretty good. So obviously, you've seen the title, we're here to talk about the belt to heels squat cue. Now, if you haven't watched Steve's part 1 of this 2-part series, go check it out on his channel right here. This is a precursor for the class, so you're gonna need to watch this before you watch this video. Today, I'm just gonna take you guys through my most recent squat workout where I had a heavy set of 4, a fatigued single afterwards, and then routine back off sets. So you'll get to see how I implement this cue under heavy and lighter loads and why I like it and why I think it could help a ton of you improve the consistency with your squats. So you've watched the video on Steve's channel, you know the belt to heels squat cue. Now we're just gonna go ahead and roll the footage of my last squat session and go ahead and see how I've implemented this and what I like to think about during my squat session. Roll the footage. Okay, so today I'm doing my main primary squat workout. So we're gonna be doing Steve Denovi's belt to heel cue in action. That's the only cue I'm gonna think about. So we've started with the pulling of the knees forwards, having a slightly downward gaze, and that has worked really, really well. Pretty much alleviated any like hip pinching, discomfort into the whole good positioning, no rib cage flare. So this is something new that we're trying out to see if it works and if I like it. So I did it last week and it worked really well. So I'm gonna try it this week on my primary squat day. So I have like a top set of 4, at like a RP 7, and then a single, I think also at a 7 with a prescribed weight range. And then back offs, but you know, who cares? So I'm just gonna go ahead and take you guys through the warm-ups and kind of explain like what I'm doing and how it helps. And I don't have to worry about anything else except for this one cue, which is just pulling my belly button or my belt down to my heels. All right, so now we just have like 300 and some more pounds. Okay, so you can probably hear me bracing like super obnoxiously into this mic. So I will say with this cue, if you don't have bracing down, it's gonna probably feel weird because if you're bracing kind of lackluster and just kind of going, and then trying to pull your belt down to your heels, you might feel like you're in a very uncomfortable position to where your rib cage is too flared. So if you don't have that nice little brace and kind of like compression of like your rib cage down, then it might feel a little awkward. So make sure you are bracing when you unrack, a little brace before you start squatting down. So again, I'm just thinking brace, belt to heels. So it should be like one thing in mind, one thing in the noggin. All right, finally got the belt on for this warm up. All right, that felt pretty good. I don't really feel like doing another warm-up set, so I'm probably just gonna jump to either 150 or 155 kilos to go ahead and just do a set of 4 at RP 6 to 7. Okay, I turned on Bad Bunny, so we're just gonna do 155. feel too hard, too challenging. Pretty good RPE. I will say, earlier this week, I almost died on squats because I came back and pushed too hard after getting sick. So I feel so much better today. So what I'm doing is bringing my belt down to my heels so I can stay kind of balanced and get like some good foot pressure. So now we have a single, I think. All right, so after watching the 155 move, I'm just gonna go ahead and do 170. I think it'll move just fine. I haven't done this heavy of weight, I don't think, since worlds. So it'll be good to go ahead and feel some pressure today, especially go ahead and test out how stable I actually feel with this cue under a bit, heavier weight. Oh my god. Okay, that legit felt better than any of the 4 reps at 155. So I guess I got my bracing and my shit together on top set. So I'm just thinking about big push out the hole, and as I'm coming down, I'm just like, okay, keep pulling that belt straight down to your heels. My knees go over my toes. I'm not like moving around everywhere. I'm pushing through my feet to get out of the hole. It's just nice and easy, not complicated. It doesn't even know.
Alright, so just so that you can see from a couple different angles, here are some back off squats. So you can look at my bracing and the foot pressure that I have and how my belt kind of comes almost kind of straight down to my heels. And just look at the squat from a few different angles on these like kind of lighter loads. Okay, so that's the squat day, and like I said, I really love the simplicity of this cue. Now, before Steve started cueing the belt to heels for me, we were doing the cue of pulling the knees forward to break the squat. I really liked this cue because it did 2 things. Well, 2 in 1 things, I should say. 1, it forced me to maintain better foot pressure, so I wasn't shifting too far forwards or too far back, or going too far back and then shifting forwards out of the hole, or doing some weird funky stuff with my bar path in the squat. Secondly, it forces me not to overly do the shooting of the hips back to start the squat, because I would sometimes go back and then down, which just kind of limited my depth and pushed my weight distribution further to my toes. So it was hard for me to hit depth, and it also was causing me a little bit of pinching in my hip flexors. So Steve and I have been working together since November of last year, so it's almost a year now. So exciting. But squats have really just taken off. And now with this belt to heel cue, while cues are not magical things that are going to just instantly blow up your squat, this is certainly a great cue that can really force your positioning to be better, which will help your squat really, really grow. So I will say that this is the best my squats have moved since meet prep, which was when I was going to Worlds and when I squatted 180 kilos on the platform, which was a PR there, and I got, I think, like a bronze medal in squats. So it's really, really exciting. So if I can match this in training now, just a couple months after competing, then I know we're in a really good spot. So from an athlete's perspective, this cue is just awesome because 1, it makes me feel strong, and 2, it's easy. I'm just thinking about simply pulling my belt down to my heels. I'm not necessarily worried about having to pull my knees forwards and a couple other things. I literally only need this 1 cue. Like, my only thing I'm thinking about is pulling my belt down to my heels, because I've already braced before the unrack. I've already taken a second little brace before I start the descent. My head position is locked in, the bar is tight on my back. The only thing I'm thinking about is just simply squatting, pulling the belt down to my heels, and then pushing away against the floor to stand back up and lock out the squat. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe to Steve's channel as well. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.